Hi, I'm Vincent, and in this video, I want to show you one of the easiest ways to implement cold outreach in your business. So you will see how to use the best lead filters on LinkedIn Sales Navigator, how to find decision makers in specific industries, how to export leads, and of course, how to get their verified emails, how to connect your email and LinkedIn accounts on Lemlist, how to easily upload your lead list, and finally, how to launch your very first cold email campaign. So let's start this video by using LinkedIn Sales Navigator to find leads. So as you can see, I'm currently on LinkedIn Sales Navigator, and just before I show you how it works and how you can find and export leads from this platform, I want to talk about the pricing of LinkedIn Sales Navigator. So on LinkedIn, you have three paid plans. So you have LinkedIn Premium, LinkedIn Recruiter, and finally you have here LinkedIn Sales Navigator. And for each plan, you have multiple pricing. So for example here, if you want to use LinkedIn Sales Navigator, so basically an access to the LinkedIn database, and that's exactly what we want to find leads, you need to have this, so LinkedIn Sales Navigator. And here you see that we have three plans. So you have Sales Navigator Core, Advanced, and Advanced Plus. And if you want to have the best, I strongly recommend you to use Sales Navigator Core, because here you have access to the LinkedIn database, and Advanced and Advanced Plus are for people who are more advanced, but basically you don't have that much compared to this plan, Sales Navigator Core. So that's why if you just want to use LinkedIn Sales Navigator to find leads, this plan Core is perfect for that. And by the way, if you want to try LinkedIn Sales Navigator for free, you have a 30-day free trial. So that's perfect if you want to see if this tool is relevant for you. So we are back on LinkedIn Sales Navigator. And now if you want to find some leads, you just need to go here and click on lead filters. Now on this page, you have on the left the filters you can use to find your best leads, and on the right you will have your results, so you will get people who match your filters. So for example, if I use the filter current job title, and let's say that I want to target people who are head of sales, then on the right part of my screen, you see that I have people who are head of sales. So head of sales, head of sales, head of sales, and so on. And here on the top right of my screen, you see the number of people who match my filters. So here we have more than 150K results. Now that you know how LinkedIn Sales Navigator works, I want to show you the best filters you can use to find your best leads. So of course, the most important filter is the current job title. So here you just need to click on plus, and here you just need to type what you want to target. For example, you can type CEO, and here you have Chief Executive Officer. Perfect, we click on include. And of course, what you can do is to target multiple job titles. So here we target people who are CEO, but in the meantime, you can target people who are head of marketing. Then we click on include, and then you will see the results on the right. So CEO, 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 and here you see that we have someone who is head of marketing. Now I want to show you something that will help you to have better results. So for example, here we have someone, so Brad, who is a network member, and this person is not a CEO or head of marketing. So what you can do to improve your results is to use the quotes. So instead of writing a job title like head of marketing, and then you click here on include, what we want to do is to write the job title we want to target. For example, head of marketing like this, and we will put this job title within quotes. So like this, so quote at the end and at the beginning, and then we don't click on include, but instead we press enter. So like this. So by using quotes, you will get better results because you tell LinkedIn that you only want people with the job title head of marketing. Now, of course, with this technique, you can add multiple job titles. So for example, let's say that you want to target people who are head of marketing or people who are head of sales. What you can do is to write head of sales within quotes like this. Then you press enter, and here you see that we have people who are head of marketing or people who are head of sales. So head of marketing, head of sales, head of marketing, head of marketing, head of sales, and that's exactly what we want. Now, the next filter I recommend you to use is this one, company headcount. And if I click here on the plus, you can target companies based on their size. For example, if you want to target small companies, you can say that you want to target a headcount between 11 to 50 people. And now, this time on the right, because I use two filters, so current job title, head of marketing, or people who are head of sales, and this one, company headcount, I only have people who are head of sales or head of marketing in a company with a headcount between 11 to 50 people. Then a filter that I recommend you to use is this one, geography. And with this filter, you can target people based where they are. So with this filter, we don't target where the company is, but where the lead is. For example, what I can do is to target people based in the US. So for that, we just need to click here on include. And here you see that we have people based in the US. So United States, United States, United States, and so on. Now, what's interesting with this filter is that you can narrow down your search. For example, you can say that you only want people who are based in New York. So New York, United States. And here you see that we have people who are in New York. So New York, New York, New York, New York. And that's perfect. And it's a good way to narrow down your search and only get people who are interesting for you or your business. Then the next filters I want to show you is what we call intent data. And this time it's only specific to LinkedIn. You will not find that on any B2B database. So here you see that you can target people who are following your company on LinkedIn. So if you activate this button, you will get people who are following your company. So it might be very useful to target these people because they might already know your company. Then you have this one, viewed your profile recently, and these people viewed your profile recently, so they might have a good idea of who you are, your first name, last name, your picture, and when you reach out to these people, you will get a much higher reply rate. And by the way, I forgot to mention that of course you can add more filters. So for example, if you only want to target decision makers, you can add the filter current job title. And here you can say that you want to target people who viewed your profile recently and people with the current job title CEO. So like this. And here you see that I have decision makers. Then you have this filter connection. And here you can decide to target people who are in your first degree connections, or you can just decide to contact people who are not in your first degree connections. So second and third degree connections. So what's interesting to get quick results is to target people who are in your first degree connections, because these people might already know your first name, last name, your company name, maybe your face, and so on. And you will get a much higher reply rate when you reach out to your first degree connections on LinkedIn. Now, the next filter I want to show you is this one, connections off. And basically here, you can target people who are in the network of a competitor or someone who is in your industry. So if you click here on connections off and you type a name, for example, this one, Romain Sylvestre, here by doing that, I can target people who are in the network of Romain Sylvestre. And here I have the list of all the people in his network. And here you see that we have a bit more than 600 results. So if you use this filter, for example, if you want to check in the network of a competitor, I recommend you to add this filter, current job title. And here you can say that you only want to have decision makers, for example, someone who is head of marketing, head of sales, or whatever, in the network of a specific competitor. Now, the two last filters I want to show you are change jobs and posted on LinkedIn. So the first one, change jobs, might be very useful if you want to target people who are new in a company. And why it's always good to do that? It's because when you are a decision maker and you are new in a company, you want to prove that you are worth it. And during the first few months in a company, this person might be more eager to try new tools, new services, and so on. So that's why it's always good to track these people who've changed their job recently. So for example, here I can say that I want to target people who are head of sales, and here you see recently hired. Finally, the last filter I want to show you is posted on LinkedIn, and this one might be useful if you want to target people who are active online. So by using this filter, you know that you target people who are active online and you will get more replies. All right, so now that you know how to use the lead filters, I want to show you one filter that you might want to use, but I strongly recommend you to not use it. And this filter is industry here. So if you want to target a specific industry, for example, you want to target companies in the software development industry, so we click on include, then by using this filter, you are doing a huge mistake, and I will show you why. So what's interesting is that even the first results is bad. So for example, if I go here and I check the company, so gold and iron, you see that the industry of this business is business consulting and services. And here you see that we have the industry software development. So if I scroll, here we have computer games. So it's not really software development, it's computer games. But yeah, let's say that it's close. So yeah, here we have Bradley, and the industry of this company is human resources services. Now, if I scroll, you see that, main nation, hospitals and healthcare. And now you understand why I strongly recommend you to not use this filter here, industry. So now at this point, you might be wondering why we have such bad results when we target specific industries. And the answer is that LinkedIn gives us the industry of the lead and not of the company. So let me give you an example. So I'm currently on my LinkedIn profile. And here, if I click on the pen, I have a pop-up. And if I scroll, you see here industry. And here you can choose what you want. So in my case, just for this tutorial, I select banking. And actually, I'm not working in the banking industry. So most people just put the department they are currently working on. For example, if you are a marketing manager in industry, you will put marketing. And actually, you might be working as the marketing manager in a company that is in the industry, computer games, for example. And at the end, let's take an example, and let's say that you want to target companies in the industry, marketing services. Then here on the right, you will get someone who is working in a company that is doing computer games, for example. So that's why I strongly recommend you to not use this filter here, industry. And don't worry if you want to target specific industries, because in a few minutes, I will show you how you can do that properly. All right, so now it's time to make a real search, and then I will show you how you can export these people into a clean CSV file and how to get their emails. So let's say that I want to promote my SaaS GiveMeLeads. So I want to target people with the current job title, head of sales. Then the company headcount is between 51 to 200 people. And then the last filter I want to use is this one, because I want to target people based in the US. So here, United States. So you see that with these three filters, I have a bit more than 2,000 leads. And if we check the results, we have people who are head of sales, head of sales, head of sales. So that's perfect. Now, once you are happy with your search and you want to export these people into a CSV file, unfortunately, you can't do that natively with LinkedIn Sales Navigator. and that's why you need a third-party tool like GiveMeLeads to do that. So if you want to easily export your leads from LinkedIn Sales Navigator and get the verified emails of your leads, you can go on givemeleads.io, or you have the link in the description. Then you will be on this page, you create your account and you install the Chrome extension, and then you will get a button like this one, extract leads. So once you are happy with your search and you want to export these people, all you need to do is to click here on extract leads. Then you will be redirected to GiveMeLeads. Here you can give the number of leads you want to export. So let's say 2,000. And then I say that I want the verified emails of my leads. And finally, all I need to do is to click here on export leads, and then my export will be running. All right, so as you can see, my export is currently running. I will just rename it. So I target people who are head of sales in the US, and the company headcount is between 51 to 200 people. Then I press enter, and now I just need to wait a little bit. All right, so as you can see, my export of 2,000 leads is done. And now if I want to access my list of leads, I just need to click here on download CSV. So here is my list of leads. Now, if I scroll, you will see that I have 2,000 leads in it. Yeah, 2001, perfect. And on top, you have all the information you need to reach out to your leads. So for example, you have the first name, last name, LinkedIn URL. So it's useful if you want to reach out to your leads on LinkedIn. You have, of course, the verified emails of your leads. So when it's verified, it means that it's completely safe for your email deliverability. Then you have the job title, location, and actually you have much more information, like for example, the company name, company website. So this one is very useful if you want to personalize your messages. You have the company location, company industry, and much more. Now, when you export your leads with GiveMeLeads, we do two things. First, we make sure that the data is clean. So for example, for the first name, last name, and company name, you don't have any problems with capital letters or with a first name with a rocket emoji like this at the end. So with this feature, you don't waste your time to manually clean the data. And then the second thing we do is to make sure that every single lead matches all your filters. So here on the left, you see that I have two columns, matches filters and invalid reason. And basically here, when it's true, it means that the lead perfectly matches all your filters. But if I scroll, you will see that some of them are false. So it means that they don't perfectly match all my filters. So for example, we have here people who are wrong company size, wrong job title, and so on. So let's check, for example, Raymond here. So if I scroll, you see that Raymond is Strategic Accounts Director. And same here, Senior Financial Consultant. So here we have, wrong job title. So you see that with this feature, you don't waste your time to check if your leads match all your filters or not, because we do it for you. And then at the end, what you can do is to decide to keep the lead or just decide to remove it from your lead list. And now what you can do with this kind of lead list is basically to upload it in your favorite outreach tool. All right, so now that you know how to find and export leads from LinkedIn Sales Navigator, I want to show you how you can find leads working in a specific industry. And so for that, we need to go back on LinkedIn Sales Navigator. Now, let's say that you really want to target decision makers working in a specific industry. And so for that, as I told you, I don't recommend you to use this filter here, industry, but this time, if you want to target a specific industry, you have to go here in accounts, and then on this page, you use this filter, industry. So let's say, for example, that you want to target people working in the computer games. So this one, computer games. So I click on include, and now this time, on the right part of my screen, you see that I have no longer people, but I have companies. So basically, when you are on the account filter page, you can target companies and you have all the filters on the left to do that. So let's have a quick look at these new filters. So for example, here you have company headcount. So you already know this filter. You have company headcount growth. So with this filter, you can target companies that are growing, and it's always good to use this filter because you know that when a company is growing, it means that this company has more money. So let's say that you want a headcount growth with a minimum of 5%. So I put here 5 and then I click on add. Then here you have industry, and this time you can target the industry of the company. And now this time, if we check the industry, you see here computer games, computer games, computer games, and that's exactly what we want, computer games, and so on. Then you have a number of followers on LinkedIn, but this one is not very useful. You have here department headcount. For example, you can say that you want to target companies with at least let's say 5 sales in the company. So for that, I just need to click on add. And why this filter is useful? It's because if you sell, I don't know, a sales software, you know that there is at least 5 sales in these companies. Then you have department headcount growth. And here you can say that a specific department is growing. For example, the sales department is growing by at least 20%. Then if I scroll, you see here that we have job opportunities. So here you can target companies that are currently hiring on LinkedIn, and you have here recent activities, but it's not very useful. Now, once you are happy with your search and you want to find decision makers in these companies, what you need to do is to create an account list with these companies. So for that, you go here and you click on select all. Then you click here on Save to List, and then you click here on Create a new list. Here you give a name for your list. So let's say, for example, US computer games. Then you click on Create and Save. And now what we need to do is to go on the page number 2. Then we click on Select All, Save to List, and this time we select our account list. So US computer games. And you see that now we have 50 companies in my account list. So unfortunately, with LinkedIn Sales Navigator, you can only add companies 25 by 25. So what I'm gonna do for this tutorial is to add the page number 3 and 4. And at the end, I will get an account list with 100 companies in it. So let's go on page number 3 and repeat the process. So select all, save to list, and computer games. And now you see in my account list that I have 100 companies in it. Now, if you want to find decision makers, what we need to do is to remove these filters like this. Now we go here in lead. Now I scroll, and here in account list, I select the account list I've just created. So US computer games, I click on include. And here on the right, you see all the people who are currently working in these companies in this list. Now, of course, I guess that you don't want to target everyone, and that's why you need to add some more filters. And the one you can use is this one, current job title. So let's say that you want to target people who are marketing manager, like this. Then we press enter. And now you see that we have people with the job title marketing manager. So marketing manager, and so on. And if we check the companies here, we have computer games. Let's say this one, computer games, mythical games, computer games, and so on. So with this process, you can target decision makers working in specific industries. Then, of course, once you are happy with the search, you can export these people. And so for that, you click here on extract leads. Here, let's say that we want 100 people, and then we click on export leads. And now you see that my export is currently running with the computer games industry. So the export is done. And now if we check the industry, So let's check the column industry. We have computer games, and that's exactly what we want. All right, so now that we have our list of leads, it's time to use an outreach tool. For this tutorial, let's say that you want to send cold emails and LinkedIn messages. And so for that, you need a tool that can do both, like Lemlist, for example. So if you want to try Lemlist for free, you just need to click the first link in the description and then you will be on this page. I just want to let you know that if you use the link in the description, you might have some extra free credits. So that being said, once you are on this page, you just need to go here on the top right of your screen and you click on sign up for free to create your free account on Lemlist. Once you've created your Lemlist account, you will be on this page. And now the first thing we need to do is to connect our email and LinkedIn account. So if you want to do that, you need to go at the bottom left of your screen. You click on your first name and last name. Then you go in settings. And here you go in sending settings. Now on this page, you can connect your email accounts. Or if you want, you can connect your LinkedIn account. And here you have phone numbers. So basically, you can connect a phone number if you want to do some cold calling. For this tutorial, I will focus on email and LinkedIn, and we will start by connecting our email. So for that, we click here on email. And now here we need to click on connect email address. Now we need to select our email provider. So you have Google, Microsoft, or if you want to connect another provider, you just need to click here on other email provider. For this tutorial, I will use a Google account. So I click here on connect. And now here I need to give the email address I want to use. So let's say this one. Now I click on next. And here I need to enter my password. Then I click on next and continue. So here, select what Lemlist can access. So here we just need to check this box and then we click on continue. And now, as you can see, my email address is now connected with Lemlist, which is perfect. Now, if you want to connect more email accounts, all you need to do is to click here on connect email address and do the same process. Then I recommend you to write a plain text email signature. And why a plain text? It's because you don't want any HTML in your signature. And overall, in all your cold emails, you don't want any HTML because it will hurt your deliverability. So that's why we choose plain text email signature instead of email signature. So I click on it and here I write my signature. So I like to write my first name and last name and then the name of my company. So GiveMeLeads, and now we click on save. Now that we've connected an email account, it's time to connect a LinkedIn account. So for that, this time we go here on LinkedIn. And now what we need to do is to download the Lemlist Chrome extension. So I click on get the Lemlist extension. And here I click on add to Chrome. And then add extension. Once you've installed the Chrome extension, Lemlist will automatically synchronize your LinkedIn account with Lemlist. So as you can see now, I have my LinkedIn account connected, Gregoire David. All right, so at this point, you have your email and LinkedIn account connected to Lemlist. And now it's time to create our first outreach campaign. So for that, we need to go back on Lemlist. And now if you want to create your first campaign, you go here and you click on campaigns. Now on this page, you click on create campaign. And here you have three choices. You can create your campaign using AI, you can create it manually, or you can start with templates. Honestly, I'm not a big fan of AI and I prefer to create my campaign manually. So I will choose create manual campaign. So for this tutorial, what I want to do is to send an email and then one LinkedIn message. So here you see in my sequence that I send an email. And then if I want to add a step, I click here on plus and then I click on chat message. So now you see in my sequence that I have two steps. So I send one email, then I wait one day, but let's modify that by clicking here on the pen. So let's wait 3 days, and then we will send a LinkedIn message. So let's write the email. So for that, I click on my email, and here you see on top that I can select a sender. So basically, it's the email address you want to use to send this email. So in my case, I just have one email account connected to Lemlist, but if you have multiple email accounts connected, you can select them all, for example. So I select this one, and now what I need to do is to write the subject and then an email. So let's say, for example, that I want to promote my SaaS GiveMeLeads, and the subject I want to use is this one, leads export with verified emails. And now here I need to write my email. So let's say hi first name, and if you want to use the first name variable, you just need to go here and click on add personalization, and you will be able to select a variable. So in my case, I want to select first name. So let's say, for example, do you use LinkedIn Sales Navigator to build your lead list? And then what I want to add is my signature. So for that, I click here on signature. And here you see that I have my plain text signature, which is perfect. And by the way, if you want to have the best deliverability, don't forget to check this box, plain text, to avoid to have any HTML in your cold emails. Now, if you want to have a preview of your email, you just need to click here on preview. And here you will get a preview from a Google inbox. So you see, hi first name, do you use LinkedIn Sales Navigator to build your lead list? And then I have my signature, which is perfect. If you want to check on phone, you just need to click here. And here you have a preview from a phone. Now let's move on to the LinkedIn message. So I click on it, and here we will use this LinkedIn account to send this message. So this one, Grégoire David. If you are already connected to the lead on LinkedIn, you will get this message. But if you are not connected with the lead, Lemlist will automatically send a connection request, and you can write a note in your connection request here. So you see alternate message if user is not part of your LinkedIn network. So here what we can do for this tutorial is to reuse our email message. So like this, hi first name, do you use LinkedIn Sales Navigator to build your lead list? So once you've created your sequence, you go here and you click on next step. And now the next step is to import our list of leads that we've exported from LinkedIn Sales Navigator to a CSV file with GiveMeLeads directly in Lemlist. So for that, very easy, we click on import new leads. And now on this page, we just need to click here on CSV import. Now, what we need to do is to click here, and then we select the list of leads on our computer. So I've just uploaded my list of leads on Lemlist, and now I click on continue. And now what we need to do is to map the column headers that we have in our file with the Lemlist variables. So for example, make sure that you have the first name from the list of leads with the first name here. So it's a variable from Lemlist. So first name with first name, perfect. Make sure that you have the LinkedIn URL and of course the emails of your leads. So email with email. And then once you are ready, you just need to click here on continue. Then here you have some options, but I don't recommend you to use them. So we click here on disable all, and then we click on continue. And finally, we just need to click here on import leads. And now you see that we have our list of 100 leads, which is perfect. And now what we need to do is to click on next step. And here on this page, you have a review of all your messages for each lead. So for example, here we have Alexandra. It's hi Alexandra, do you use LinkedIn Sales Navigator? And so on. Once you are happy with your messages, all you need to do is to select all your leads by clicking here, and then you click on launch. And now at this time, if you go here in campaigns, you will see your first outreach campaign running. Now, if you want to edit your campaign, you just need to click on it, and here you go on sequence. Here you can modify your message. And if you want to add some leads to your sequence, you just need to go here in lead list. And now on this page, you click on actions and then import new leads. So this is it for this tutorial. Now, if you want to try GiveMeLeads for free to export your leads from LinkedIn Sales Navigator and get the verified emails of your leads, you just need to click the first link in the description. It was Vincent. I wish you a nice day and I see you in the next video. Bye bye.